easy ride home for thousands of area commuters. Look how slow they're going. Action News has been at the turnaround all day. PennDOT says the major roads are in good shape thanks to plenty of salting and plowing. Side roads in Philadelphia, however, do not get plowed until accumulation reaches 4 inches, so please use caution. Roads everywhere have been messy all day. This was the north-south freeway in Blackwood. You saw there in New Jersey this afternoon. The bad weather forced Camden schools here, including Parkside Elementary, to close early. Philadelphia schools dismissed students early as well, but none of the youngsters, as you might imagine, seem to mind. And let's take a tour of the roadways on Sky 6. This is I-95 near Penn's Landing. Northbound traffic leaving the city on the right of your screen there. It's been heavy all afternoon and nothing has changed for the evening rush. It's barely moving tonight. Let's switch to the north-south freeway. We're at the base of the Walt Whitman Bridge, where usually during the rush it's backed up and jammed. It's even more so tonight, backed up all the way down to Route 55. Now, on most area bridges, speed limits have been reduced to 25 miles per hour. The speed limit's also been reduced on the Atlantic City Expressway and the New Jersey Turnpike to 35 miles an hour. Northbound traffic on the Turnpike is delayed at exit 5, the Burlington Mount Laurel exit, because of a late afternoon bus accident that was cleared just about an hour ago. Now, for the very latest traffic conditions, you can also check in with our web page, the address WPVI.com. The action cam checked out the situation at Philadelphia International Airport today, and at last check, crews had plowed the runways. However, officials say there are some delays and there are a few cancellations. Air travelers, as usual, are urged to call their airlines at 1-800-PHL-GATE to check on arrivals and departures that could be affected by this winter storm.
Of course, Action News and AccuWeather have been keeping track of this storm all day long for you. Let's check in live now with Cecily Tynan to get the latest on the storm. Cecily?
Well, Rob, the good news is the snow has changed over to sleet and freezing rain, if that's good news. So no more accumulation, but we could be in store for a very icy night. Action radar showing that warm air is beginning to move up from the south. You can see how it is no longer snowing. It's right now freezing rain here on City Avenue, and it's raining across the Jersey Shore. You can also see how the precipitation is tapering off. Let's show you on Street Spotter 6 what we're looking at. You can see there are some holes in the moisture. Let's zoom in at the shore. If you want to be someplace tonight, the shore is the place to be because temperatures are in the 40s. You can see it is dry on the Atlantic City Expressway and the Garden State Parkway at the shore. But let's move over to the King of Prussia area, and this is where we're looking at a very dangerous situation. Let's zoom in on Street Spotter 6 to the King of Prussia area, and you can see how we are dealing with some pockets of heavier precipitation, some heavier freezing rain. You can see the darker green, that's the heavy stuff, and it could be a while before temperatures across the Delaware Valley get up above freezing. Action radar showing that although we do have a dry slot across central Pennsylvania moving in, you can see there's another batch of precipitation out to the west. That'll be moving in later tonight. Now, it is raining at the shore. When can we expect the changeover all over to rain with temperatures above freezing in Philadelphia? Could be a while, 9 to 11 until then. It may look like rain, but it's likely freezing on untreated roads. For the northwest suburbs, the changeover may not take until after midnight. So again, although it is not snowing, the roads are dangerous and it is likely to be a very icy night. If you don't have to be out and about, stay inside and don't travel tonight. Rob?
That's good advice. Thank you, Cecily. Now, Action News crews have been scoping out the traffic situation all across the Delaware Valley today. First, we go to Rose Devian. She's live on the Spring Garden Avenue overpass on the Schuylkill Expressway. Rose?
Rob, we are here on the Spring Garden Expressway overlooking the Schuylkill Expressway. Now, let's take a look down there. The traffic headed away from us is going towards Center City. Now, that is moving along, but very, very slowly. The cars headed toward us are going towards Valley Forge, of course. They have it a little bit better. The cars there are going a little bit faster. Now, all day folks have had to fight terrible road conditions. Wheels spun, but cars went nowhere. Even winter tires were no match for snow-covered side roads, especially steep ones like Green Lane in Manayunk. Rich Barrick inched his front-wheel drive car up an icy incline, but after slipping several times, pulled off the road and took a detour.
I slid the whole way going up. It was a mess. Okay. And it's just not worth it right now. I didn't realize it was that bad out here. One
by one, cars venturing out became casualties. They slipped as the snow on the streets got deeper. For Pete Peters, the surest way to get from one place to another was on foot, but he still takes precautions.
I took smaller steps, and if there was automobiles parked on the sidewalk, I more or less held on to those. If not, I just say the Hail Mary and hope that things will work out.
But the bad weather proved to be good news for students who were dismissed at 1:30 because of worsening road conditions. Friends Emily Linso and Ayana Tolbert welcomed the opportunity to leave school and begin their weekends early.
This is better than the snow we usually have because there's no wind and it's not cold.
Go home, rent some movies, I guess. Just like stay in the house.
The snow is hazardous enough that they want them off the roads before heavy rush hour traffic occurs.
And that heavy rush hour traffic is on. Again, on the Schuylkill, the cars are headed away from us, are going towards Center City. It is slow going, almost at a standstill there. However, they are moving along. The cars headed toward Valley Forge have it a little bit better. If you need to be out here, take precautions because it's very, very slippery. Live on the Action Cam, I'm Rose Tobian on the Schuylkill Overpass.
Thank you very much, Rose. Now we go live to Sally Ann Mosey. She is in the Manoa section of Haverford Township, Delaware County. A check on traffic there, Sally Ann.
Well, Rob, we're here at the Manoa Shopping Center, and it's finally changed over from some light snow to some light freezing rain. The traffic behind me is Route 3, and it's been moving pretty slowly throughout the afternoon, pretty much because of all of the accumulating snow. How much snow has accumulated? Let's take a look. This is unofficial now. I have this ruler here. I'm just going to put it in a fresh area to see. You can see a little coating of some ice on top. And it's about 3.5, almost 4 inches unofficially here, but officially enough to cause some headaches. It's the first good workout of the season for snowblowers, pedestrians, and drivers.
I was slipping and sliding, and some of the back roads are really bad. I couldn't make it up the hill, so I had to go in reverse and just back up, try to start somewhere else.
What do you think of the weather?
It's kind of getting on my nerves.
Already?
Yeah, after Christmas, I could do without snow.
It caught some folks off guard. Did you get caught without your brush?
Yeah, I got caught without it. The only thing that drugged me out today was I had a doctor's appointment, so from being sick.
No gloves. And the coat?
And actually the zipper's broken, so I have to hold it shut.
No. When you're visiting from Florida, snow can make you a little nervous.
Yes, it did. Yeah, definitely. I haven't been here for 4 years, so I haven't experienced it for a while. So, yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking. It's a little slippery out there.
Snow business is good business for video rentals.
It's a Friday night, so that alone brings out people. Add snow, and I got a whole lot of people.
Others took the early dismissal from school to enjoy the afternoon.
And I figured I'd stop and pick up a pizza for later because I'm not going out again.
I talked to a lot of people who felt the same way about the road conditions and staying inside. If you do travel out, make no doubt it will take you more time to get to where you're going, so anticipate that. Reporting live in Manoa, I'm Sally Ann Mosey. Back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Sally Ann. It's Lisa. Thank you very much. Well, New Jersey is also feeling the effects of today's storm, and here as well, it was worse from south to north. Another live picture here. We're just off the Atlantic City Expressway in Sicklerville. Now, this is Williamstown New Franklin Road. They got 2 inches of snow here before the changeover from snow to rain began around 2 o'clock this afternoon, about 3 hours ago. The afternoon was filled with scenes like this one in Camden. We're not sure if these shovel-toting souls were on their way to shovel their own driveway or make a few extra bucks by clearing someone else's. All afternoon, road crews were kept busy clearing streets and areas like the toll plaza at the Ben Franklin Bridge. Motorists in the Diamond State face slow going as well all day long today. Action News was in Minquidale, Delaware today on Route 13. This is near Route 141. Snow blowers dormant from much of last winter got plenty of use today. And those who didn't have that luxury, well, they found some extra muscles they forgot they had as they cleared the entrance here to Newcastle County Police Headquarters.
And other parts of Pennsylvania are also getting socked by this winter storm. This is the Pennsylvania Turnpike up near Altoona. Many schools in this region today closed early, as you can imagine. The snow made for slow going during the morning rush here. Getting home could be even worse as the snow is expected to give way to freezing rain in many places in Pennsylvania. In Pittsburgh, the city canceled classes today in anticipation of 4 to 5 inch accumulations. Most of western Pennsylvania is under a winter storm warning tonight. The National Weather Service in Pittsburgh is forecasting snow showers for there all weekend. In the nation's capital, the weekend is off to a wet and messy start for motorists. In Virginia, a slippery mix of sleet and freezing rain, along with a few areas of heavy snow,
Guarantees results in 6 weeks or your money back. Try going to the gym and getting a guarantee on results. You won't find it. If you call and get our free videotape, you're going to see an effective workout and see how easy and quick and fun working out with Bowflex is.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Snowy scenes from New York City with the Friday rush hour underway and wintry weather moving through the Northeast. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Weather Center. I'm Janetta Jones, live in the Forecast Center, bringing you the special coverage of this wintry mess. We also have the potential for some severe weather breaking out across parts of the South. It's all part of the same system, and it looks like the eastern seaboard is going to be sucked in right on through tomorrow. We'll have a look at that forecast in just a moment. Right now, let's see what's happening in your region of the country. If you're in the Northeast or the Midwest or even into the Great Lakes, chances are you are socked in. This is primarily snow to the north. To the south, we're talking about rain, but in the middle, that's where we have some problems in the form of freezing rain and even some sleet mixing in with some rain. So a wintry mix, which is never a good sign, and that's exactly what we've got just in time for rush hour commute. Let's get the scoop on the Northeast right now as we look at some of the interstates. I-95, I-87, 81 just going to be snowy for you, and that includes New York City, although in Islip, Long Island, sleet is starting to mix in with the snow. We are getting some freezing rain all the way back towards Philly, Pittsburgh, Baltimore getting freezing rain, so it's a mess for you folks on the bridges and the overpasses and potentially for some of the power lines and the trees. Portland's starting to get snow right now. Concord has already started to get the snow. Boston, you're into the snow already, and it will probably stay that way for a little while. Probably going to be a snow event for you for a while in Watertown, Syracuse, and Buffalo. Primarily a light snow event, although some folks have been getting some moderate to heavy snow. In New York City itself, it's been snow for a while now. As we head a little farther to the south into Philadelphia, we are talking about freezing rain, sleet, and rain. In Washington, D.C., you saw things change over to rain, too. Snow slowed down your morning commute in Philly, and the afternoon has not been much better, as we have seen a mix of ice in the city along with the snow, and now getting some rain mixing in there. So just a mess on the roadways, as you might well imagine. A little patchy area of drier air moving in, and then we think it's going to be all rain for the cities tonight and right on through the day tomorrow, as temperatures are going to be warming steadily. As we head a little farther to the west, we'll talk about temperatures that will be falling. In Saginaw, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Detroit, some colder air will move in for you tomorrow. And we're talking about snow showers right now in Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, and through much of lower Michigan. We take you into Cleveland, Ohio, where we have Jim Cantori standing by. Jim, can you tell us what's happening right now?
Well, Janetta, first of all, I've done quite a few live shots in my day, and I'll tell you, this is just a miserable night here. It is in the upper teens. We've got freezing drizzle coming down, and it's just an absolute miserable time to be standing out here, to be quite honest with you. Well, let me show you what some good news is. As we look behind us at the roads, you can see that they are very, very wet tonight. They do not appear to be very, very slippery, at least from my vantage point, because they've been treated. Remember that, because they've been treated. But if you go on some of the side roads here, away from where we are, we're in the downtown area, I would imagine it's going to be a lot slipperier, where there was actually a snowpack on some of the side streets and some of the side roads that did not get cleared today. And that now has freezing rain and freezing drizzle on top of that. So folks, be careful if you are heading out tonight. Again, temperatures in the teens with freezing drizzle. Now, I was just talking to Colin Marquis, who's one of our senior forecasters, and he was talking about the prospects of getting into some heavier snow later on tonight on top of all this. So just an absolute mess. And the folks here in Cleveland have kind of prepared for it. They started earlier on today. Everyone went to school this morning, but at half day when it started snowing, we had a couple of inches on the ground. They said that's it. So half-day classes for most people here in the Cleveland area, and a lot of events tonight, as you can imagine, have been canceled. But it's just raw. Winds are out of the southeast, just enough to bring that wind chill down into the single digits and make for a miserable night. A good night, Janetta, to stay inside and be by the fire. But again, as I mentioned earlier on, a very good thing that this is not a holiday weekend travel, or we would have just as much of a mess as we had last weekend. Back to you.
All right, I agree totally. Thanks so much, Jim Cantori. We'll check back with you a little bit later on. Reporting live out of Cleveland, Ohio. We head a little farther to the south, down into the Ohio Valley, and we can tell you that it's a mess there as well. Louisville, Kentucky, temperatures have warmed above the freezing mark this afternoon, but what a mess you had this morning. Freezing rain fell on top of the snow you had yesterday, and that put a coat of ice on everything. Well, tonight in rush hour, you're getting rain. It's a little bit of a mix in Evansville and also into Lexington and Cincinnati. Colder air is on the way, folks, already down into the Dakotas, and it will be sweeping on in by tomorrow and tomorrow night. And take a look at some of those wind chills. 40, even 46 below in Minot. It's still about 23 right now in Boston, 28 in Philly, 28 for you there in New York City, but temperatures will be warming and the rain will move in, folks. After a bit of snow, we will see an all-rain event for you tomorrow. As you can see, our morning map shows you primarily a rain event along the big cities, but snow will be wrapping back around with that colder air on the backside of that area of low pressure. We'll keep you posted on all aspects of this storm. If you're away from your television set, we're right there on the internet at weather.com. Now we go back to the studio for a look at the severe weather threat, and here's Rich Johnson.
Thank you, Janetta. As we look out across the southern United States, there have been a confirmed tornado touchdown earlier today into northeast Louisiana. That was only a matter of minutes ago. So right now, essentially between New Orleans and Little Rock and back over to Jackson, that's where this tornado watch is. So that means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms to form in and close to the watch. Some of those may drop tornadoes. So what we have going on, generally south winds at the surface. You move aloft a little bit, the winds shift over some, so that gives the spinning motion in the atmosphere, which gives us potential for tornadoes today. A warm day in Jackson, 71, 74 New Orleans, 70s in Florida. So we have that clash of the air masses, 70s, a little bit farther to the north in Little Rock, mid-30s. Into the south, where are the storms? Well, they're now heading into Mississippi out of extreme southeastern Arkansas, northeast Louisiana. That is a severe cell, also possibly tornadic in that one right there. In fact, we do have for Sharkey County in west central Mississippi with this cell. That one had the confirmed tornado with it. Tornado 10 miles northwest of Rolling Fork. That is where the radar indicated a few minutes ago. It's heading east at 35. Also, that other severe thunderstorm cell behind it, West Carroll Parish as well as northern Richland Parish. So we're talking about right in through here with that cell. That one was about 22 miles southwest of Oak Grove, and it was near Oak Grove that previous tornado moved near. That one's also moving east at 35. So use extreme caution. Have a plan where to go if you see threatening weather. The best place is the interior part of your house if you don't have a basement. Basement's the best place. Looking on over to Kentucky and into Tennessee. Nothing severe, just a bunch of rain today. Actually coming down pretty heavy. In the west, generally dry today, a little bit of light rain with snow in the mountains of Washington State. A few clouds out there, but overall looking pretty nice. We do have some clouds out across the Central Valley, very typical for this time of year. Checking your forecast into tomorrow, places like Baltimore, D.C., Philly, New York, Boston. Tomorrow, all the big cities will change over to rain after today's 2 to 4 inch snow. Farther to the west around Pittsburgh, you've seen everything today. The snow, the sleet, the freezing rain.